I just thought I'd take a little bit to go over what I'm doing with the console here at the management station. So, what I have found to be the most effective development environment is essentially just to use WordPad or Notepad. When I've logged in as an administrator into my console, but I have a map drive to my web server root directory where I'm working. So essentially when I open a file from my map drive, I'm already in as an administrator and I can save changes live to the root of my web server. So I have a production environment and I have two beta environments. GL2 and GL3 are betas, G1 is production. And so I am working in 2 and 3. Now 2 is a SQL Server environment and 3 is an Oracle environment, and so I am working with MySQL, with SQL Server and Oracle, all using the same code base. So that's my goal, and to do that I'm working on just one platform here at the present time, but I've found that this is a very effective way to work. So I'm not using any fancy tools except when I go to build SQL queries. I'm using whatever the tool set I'm trying to work in. So I have an Oracle Database Manager, I have Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and I have the MySQL Workbench. So all of those three tools I use every day. So just wanted to provide a quick overview of what I'm doing. Here at the management station I do have encrypted drives, so I am using BitLocker, and I am mapping drives to my resource directories on my very large server, and then to my web server home, so that I can make changes very quickly. So this is my recommended environment. I work very quickly here. It's much faster than any public interface, and the only thing comparable to it, I think SiteGround does a terrific job for developers, and I have a similar environment. That environment's a little better than using Webmin or VirtualMin editor, which does about the same thing. But I write a lot of JavaScript and HTML, and I am communicating directly to the file system, and it is, pretty much a real-time development environment. I can see what I'm doing by I use Opera, and Opera allows me to sort of toggle back and forth between local environments, and if I turn on VPN I can use the same URLs out to the public internet, so I can check my local versions and my public internet versions by just clicking VPN and using their resource there. So that's pretty much all I want to show you today. My development environment's pretty straightforward, but getting your compute cube set up properly is very important. In this environment I have two SQL servers that are running Oracle and MS SQL on them, as well as MySQL, so they're sort of database farms, and those are set up by company. And then I have one generic web server that's pretty fast, and it has sufficient memory, and I have that in the front of my environment. That's pretty much it. This is John Stritzinger, just giving you an overview of my console environment, my DevOps. And I do have some other tools. I have pretty much every other development environment in the world, but on a day-to-day basis I pretty much use WordPad